Hello again. Welcome to lesson number 2 over the nervous system. On the previous video, we had left off talking about this flowchart here, which I would pay particularly close attention to since you're going to basically be mimicking it on your flowchart today. Okay, so if you take a look over here, okay, we always start on the left-hand side, and I'll kind of go briefly over this again just so we have some nice consistency here. So we've got sense organs like ear, nose, eyes, like with your sense of vision, okay, sense of touch. All of those things would fall under the sense organs. Okay, those sense organs pick up messages, send it through the afferent, taking that signal away from the stimulus, through the peripheral nervous system, up into the central nervous system, up into that brain where integration takes place. That central nervous system is going to figure out how it needs to respond, send a message back to the peripheral nervous system, and then send it through the efferent division. Okay, that efferent division is named after the effectors, okay, because that is going to be the effect of what is happening because of that change or that stimulus. Now, depending on what part of the body needs to be affected, it will either go to the somatic part, okay, which is where your skeletal muscles are going to be. It's in charge of the voluntary portion of the human body, or that efferent division will go to the other side, which is the autonomic division. And autonomic kind of sounds like the word automatic. That autonomic division is going to be responsible for all the involuntary things. Okay. Now, depending on what needs to happen, so it depends on what reaction is happening here, will depend on whether we are going to activate the parasympathetic or sympathetic. If you remember my memory trick from yesterday, parasympathetic, think like parachute. It helps to slow the body down. So if the body says, whoa, the heart is beating way too fast, we need to slow it down, okay, then it would use the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, if it was the exact opposite and the heart wasn't beating fast enough and it needed to beat faster, for oxygen reasons or metabolic reasons, then it would speed up that heart rate, and that would be using the sympathetic nervous system. Today's lesson kind of focuses on the support cells. So we've got, as you know, trillions of cells in the human body, and they all have a wide range of functions, and your nervous system has a bunch of cells that kind of work together. So these support cells are essential to the function of the nerve cells or the neurons. Okay, so these are almost like the sidekick to the main neuron or the main nervous cell. Okay, so the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system have their own specific types of support cells. The support cells in the central nervous system are known as neuroglia cells. And there are 4 types of neuroglia cells. Okay, they are the oligodendrocytes. What a great word. Okay. Astrocytes, microglia cells, and ependymal cells. Now, the support cells in the peripheral nervous system, okay, there's not as many. There's only 2 different types in your peripheral nervous system, which kind of makes sense because it is a less complicated system compared to your central nervous system. So the support cells in the peripheral nervous system are called satellite cells and Schwann cells. Now, if the word Schwann sounds familiar, that's because it was named after one of my favorite scientists, Theodore Schwann. We talked about him in biology class when we talked about microscopes, and he was the one that said, oh, that all animals are made up of cells. He was really more of an anatomy guy than anything else, but his knowledge of, like, comparative anatomy, okay, and, like, different body structures actually helped form the cell theory. Pretty cool. Alright, and I'm actually going to stop this video for today. I know it's kind of short, and we did a couple slides, but I want to pick up and do all of the support cells together for our 3rd lesson. Okay, so go ahead and answer the questions, and then make sure you go and work on that nervous system flowchart and get it submitted on time. If you have any questions, send me an email.